So why are you living on the dark side? Question is, are we living on the dark side? I thought about that sermon that as we all week, last week we're living on the dark side because of the weather and everything, but some of us live on the dark side all the time. And we live on the dark side because we see no other side to live on. We just, every day, we find things, negative things to create in our lives. And those negative things create a dark moment for us. A dark moment, a dark hour, and a dark day. And then we go to bed and we sleep and we wake up again. A dark moment, a dark hour, and a dark day. So why do we live on the dark side? Is it because we do not understand the rites of passage from the dark side to the light? We don't understand how to get there. We've never understood how to get there. No one has taught us how to get there. Even as children, I think about, no one tells you that there'll be dark days, and there's ways to move from the dark days to the light days. There are ways to get there. And so we stay. So as children, we learn the dark days, and they go with us to adulthood, and we then create dark days, and dark days stays with us. Someone said to me that Christmas is a dark time for them. Someone said to me that Thanksgiving is a dark time for them. Those major holidays when they're alone and they have no family or they have no friends, and those become dark days for them. I'd like for you to think about that a moment. Do you have dark days? What are the dark days? Have you created dark days? Because if we have dark days, we have created them. They're of our creation. No one has created them for me. I have created them for myself. We need to look at our lives and see what pattern we've made in our lives, throughout our lives. And I think about the lives that we have on this earth plane, and we think about the dark days. We think about, well, what happens if you spend all your days dark? What is the use of living on this earth plane? Why are you living if all your days are dark? What is the purpose? You're living on this earth plane to learn, to experience, and develop that spiritual you. That's why you live here on this earth plane, to gather that spiritual you more. So if you're living in a dark space, it's hard to develop that spiritual you. That spiritual you does not come out, because the darkness overwhelmed the spirituality of you who you are, that spiritual you. I wonder how many of you just sat and there was darkness and you wasn't able to feel or move around. You think about, what do you think about? Do you think about dark things or do you think about good things? Somebody said to me they said, what do you do all day? You can watch TV, listen to the radio. You just sit in that chair. And what do you do? And I got with that, I just think. They said, do you meditate? Sometimes. I think the stories like spiritual stories in my head. I think of Christian stories that I hear I can transform. I think of all those things in my head. I think, but not of darkness. If I thought of darkness, I would not be able to exist in a positive place on this planet. Because darkness creates negativity and create frustrations on this planet. So if you have someone and they seem frustrated a lot, seem in a dark place, touch them and bless them. Sometimes you can't say anything to them, but you might want to touch them and ask the Spirit to guide them and get them to another place in their lives, to a place of peace. Now, the opposite of dark space is peace. Do you have peace? You know, I can sit in a dark space all day, in a dark house, and I have peace. I was having my floor done, and so the people were bringing this floor laying down. And the man says, "We can't see in this dark house to get in." So I had to pull up the drapes so they could see the curtain. You know, I had put blinds. I had even put dark blinds in my house so you can't see. So, and then I just laughed and said, "Okay, I'll turn on the light for you." But it wasn't people like, "Why is she sitting in a dark house like that? Why can't she? Why, you can't even see?" But, do I have a story to tell? Yeah, I have a story to tell. Do they need to know my story? No, everybody don't need to know the story. The story is for me to know and for me to move out of. Sometimes the story is to help others or for others to know, like I tell the story to you. But everybody that comes around, the story isn't for them to know. It is not their story. If it was in a book, they would not read it. So it's not their story. So I just put on the light and let them do what they need to do and they move on. I don't say why I'm sitting in the light. Because they wouldn't understand anyway. It goes into a whole parable, a whole story, and it goes back for years and all that. And sometimes people are not interested in your story. They're not interested in why you're in a dark place. They don't want to know why you're in a dark place. And if somebody else said, "What's on your mind?" and you say, "Well, I'm not feeling well," and by the time you get through, they moved on. You looked up at them and they're gone. And you try to tell them your story. They're not interested in your story. Your story is your story. And it's for you to move from that story. Because that person is not going to help you move from that story. They might give you a few tidbits sometime if they have the time. But everybody has a story. Everyone has a story. Everyone has a story that they want someone to listen to, maybe. So, do you dwell on your story or your dark place? Or do you ask the spirits to get you out of that dark place when you're there? To work you out of that dark place? To work you into a healthier place? And that's what you're trying to be, in a healthier place. A place of health. Mentally, physically, and spiritually, a healthier place. You remember, I used to sit up here every time I came up here, I would talk about my legs. I don't talk about my legs anymore. Because I want to be in a healthier place mentally, physically, and spiritually. And to be in a healthier place mentally, physically, and spiritually, I should not talk about those things over and over again. Because what they do is keep you in a dark place when you're talking about them. They create for you a dark place and they keep you there. And you dwell there. So I found out, in order not to dwell there, it is not to talk about it, not to give it what? You give it its power. You have given it power when you talk about it. You give it strength. And you, instead of all knowing that it would change and things would create differently in your vibration, it has strength where it is. It has strength which says that I have the power. This dark place has the power and you have no power. So wherever you are in your lives and you're trying to transform your home, your jobs, whatever you're trying to transform in your life, don't give it power by dwelling on the negativity of it. Don't give it power. Because once you give it power, it's hard to get out of it. It's hard to get out of it. It's hard to find a solution for it. And some people will say there are no solutions, but there are solutions for everything. There are solutions. But you have to find the solution. You have to work through that dark place to get to the solution. You have to be mindful of who you are and what you are about. The dark place is something that many of us experience. You know, I often think about how the history of African Americans and the history of others has come through. And I think about that the African Americans, if they had dwelled in a dark place, they would not have seen the light to move through. They would not have seen the light that said independence day. And so, as we see it, as we dwell through the negativity, we don't see the light. If you see a light, you will know that light is coming there for you to help you. But if you are blind and cannot see and you feel not motivated by anything but that negativity, you cannot see that light. And so it's just like spirit coming to you. If you're blinded by things happening in your life, you don't see spirit transforming and coming to you, letting you know that they're there to help you with your life and to help you transform your life and do things differently in your life than you have done in the past. Each one of you today have the ability to transform your lives, to become not someone new, but someone more enhanced of who you are in a positive way. You don't want to be new. You just want to be transformed in a positive way to be someone greater in the understanding and knowledge and someone who can help you and help the world around you manifest. Today is a good day for manifestation because so many things are happening for us all around our country and everywhere. I got a very scary text yesterday about a gang that have come here from another country that's here. That they know that the law enforcement knows that it's here. But you know what? You can't live in that fear. You can't live in that box of fear. You have to move past that and know that you're protected at all times and know that the light is around you. You have the light. You create the light. You transform the light. You can transform anything that you want to transform in your lives. Be that whatever it is, you can transform it. It can be your personal life or whatever it is. If you're in a domestic relationship, you can transform it. And someone say how, you can move out of it. You may not walk out of it the day it happened, but you can walk out of it during a period of time after it happened. You have to want to do it. Whatever type of situation you're in that is dark for you, you can move out of it. You have the capability to walk out of it. And it doesn't matter who you are. It's not that you don't have to be a preacher to walk out. You don't have to be a person who knows about spirituality to walk out. You have to want to walk out. And you have to be connected to that God within you. That power of that God within you, which is so powerful, which says, my child, go deep inside. Deep inside, and let's go. Let's walk out of this darkness. That's all you have to say. I will walk with that energy inside of me that says, my child, I will help you walk out. Not walk you out, but I will help you walk out. We have to understand that there's a difference between help you walk out and walk you out. So I say to you this morning, blessings to all of you. Behold the blessing inside of you. Behold that gift inside of you. Behold that nurturing gift inside of you that says you have all the power to be fruitful in terms of your work on this earth plane and to be fruitful in terms of who you are. Because you can't be fruitful when you're living in the dark. So you must make sure you're in the light. So I say to you, turn on the light bulb. And if it's hard to turn on, it may be difficult like this one was. You have to see what's going on with this light bulb inside. There's a light bulb. What's difficult? Is it unplugged or something? What's difficult about that light bulb? And then keep working at it till you get it on. Don't give up. We gave up for a moment because we didn't want to disturb Elizabeth. But don't give up. Keep working. And you can turn on that light bulb anytime you like. Bless you.
Bless you.